Got into the second half of the 2017-2018 PSL season. We hope you enjoyed the festive period.
Yeah, and on behalf of the entire Soccer Betting News team, we'd like to wish all our viewers a happy new year.
What an exciting weekend of football we have, ahead of us. All 16 PSL teams are involved, 8 fixtures to talk about. Let's start with Friday night games. PSL Wits host Free State Stars.
Yeah, well, PSL Wits are a different team that went into the break. They've signed Edwin Jima and recalled Sifis from Vienna from his loan spell.
Yeah, and they've also decided to let go of Stephen Pienaar.
Who was disappointing this season.
Absolutely. So how do you see that one panning out?
Well, Free State Stars have been impressive this season, and I see them earning a draw. They drew already this season. I think it'll be another stalemate.
I think PSL Wits with a new look side and playing at home will have enough to actually outclass Free State Stars. Ajax Cape Town host Maritzburg United.
Yeah.
How do you see that one panning out?
I said Wits were a different team. Now Ajax are a completely different team. They've got a new manager in Mohsen Etzekal, who's having his fourth spell at the club, and Tendai Ndoro, of course, as a Pirates fan, you would know how deadly he can be. Yeah,
he flourished under him in the first half of last season. So do you think Ajax will have enough to get the better of Maritzburg?
Yeah, well, Evans Rusiki hasn't been the player who started the season. He hasn't been the same. So I think Ajax Cape Town do get enough to...
I'm also backing Ajax Cape Town for a victory in that one. Polokwane City host Mamelodi Sundowns, a very interesting fixture because Polokwane won away at Sundowns the last time out.
Rodney Ramakalela against his former side, what a stunning place. But Polokwane City haven't won a game at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium, and Sundowns, of course, haven't lost away from home this season. So they've
also acquired the services of Aubrey Ngoma from Cape Town City, who I think is going to be, I think was a brilliant signing for them.
The trio of Ngoma, Percy Tau, and Tembazwane, do you think that will be better than CBD?
Yeah, maybe it will be better than they have the potential to be better than the CBD.
Yeah, they definitely do.
I'm putting my money on Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, I think they'll do enough to win the match, comfortably, in fact.
SuperSport United do battle with Kaizer Chiefs.
The Eric Tinkler hoodoo, do you think it will come to an end?
He knows how to play against Steve Compella and Kaizer Chiefs. I know there's speculation surrounding Jeremy Brock's career, but he's still at SuperSport United. We know the problems that he gives those so-called big teams. So I think SuperSport United edge this one.
Yeah, but they closed 2017 off winless in 5 games, and then they missed out on the CAF Confederations Cup final. So, they haven't been the same team. Although SuperSport United, they call them Kaizer Chiefs, the legacy. A lot of players, a lot of former players are at the club now. But I think Steve Compella will surprise us all and get one over SuperSport.
I'm backing SuperSport United. Sorry. Platinum Stars are slowly climbing up the league table and they host Cape Town City, who beat Mamelodi Sundowns the last time they played.
Yeah, now Cape Town City have surprised us all with 3 new signings, and 3 signings that not all too aware of, but apparently they look the real deal. And then Platinum Stars under Roger Desar, they've been a brilliant side. Okay,
one question. Without Aubrey Ngoma, we saw how they struggled. Do you think his departure to Sundowns is going to be a terrible blow?
Yeah, well, Cape Town City, as much as we don't want to admit it, they've become a selling club. Last season, their attack was Bongolwethu Chahia, Lebogang Manyama, Aubrey Ngoma, and Major Machoro. All sold. So they're obviously a selling club.
Yeah, I think that's also going to be a terrible blow, but I'm putting my money on them this time around to get the better of Platinum Stars.
I think Roger Desar will do enough to earn a draw there for his side.
Pirates host Baroka?
Yeah, this is a tricky one because they played each other 3 times. All results ended in 1-1 draws.
Yeah, I mean, none of the 2 sides have
never beaten each other. Yeah,
exactly. So I think Orlando Pirates have done very well in the market, to strengthen their midfield because it's always been weak for me. Signing Diamond Topola is maybe gonna inject that much-needed stability in the middle of the pack. I foresee them winning this one at home.
Yeah, well, Baroka, they could lose. There's talk of Pelele Shangase leaving the club, and never underestimate the power of Eindhoek. He could recall Give Matsupa at any time.
Bloemfontein Celtic host Lamontville Golden Arrows.
Yeah, Veselin Jelusic has been brilliant, like a few other coaches in the league. So Bloemfontein Celtics are going to be tough to beat this season and this match, in fact.
Yeah, and there's talk of Kudewashe Mahachi leaving Golden Arrows for Orlando Pirates. So I think his head may be turned. And
then it's over. If they lose Mahachi, then I'm sorry to say, but Celtic win this one easily.
Race over, put the results in, pay the Panthers, put your money on Bloemfontein Celtic. AmaZulu playing in Umlazi against Chippa United.
Well, in Umlazi, they do quite well. In fact, they've only lost once this season, and they're a brilliant side to watch on their day.
Chippa United have signed Tabora Khale.
Yeah.
And imagine.
On either side. Yeah, no, it's going to be frightening. What do you think?
I think both teams will score. AmaZulu beat Sundowns and Wits in Umlazi.
Yeah, so it's going to be tricky, but I see this one ending in a draw.
I say both teams will score in this particular encounter. So let us know what are your thoughts. Leave your comments below and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more soccer betting tips and previews, get yourself a copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Bets branch.